Welcome back. 10 minutes after 7 o'clock here on ENCA. Good to have you with us. I'm Gareth Edwards. The ANC Interim Provincial Committee is alleged to have suspended the party membership of Northwest Premier Job Mokgoro and also several other members of the provincial legislature. But Job Mokgoro is saying here on ENCA to Faith Mangope, my colleague, he knows nothing about his alleged suspension. Well, the Northwest ANC has been rather unstable since 2018. That's when the PEC, the Provincial Executive Committee, was disbanded. So just how did we get to this point? Well, let's get reaction and I'm joined by a senior political science lecturer from the Northwest University. It's always a pleasure, Dr. Oshapong Maseng, joining us here on the show. Doctor, morning to you. I mean, there's a couple of issues we need to try and unpack here. We don't have all the time in the world, but one of those is that the committee is alleged to have suspended Job Mokgoro, and two, Job Mokgoro doesn't know about it. How is it possible that within the ANC structures, Doctor, it's an allegation of suspension and the person at the centre of it doesn't even know it's happened? It seems like complete chaos.
You know, I think if I have to give a little bit of history on this, I think it was Wednesday, there was a sitting of the provincial legislature where the provincial legislature had to elect chair of chairs because the position was vacant due to the fact that Muluki Tswaile is currently the MEC of Cooperative Affairs and Local Government. Now, as a result of that, there had to be replacement. So it is apparent that Job Mokgoro and other members of the ANC within the provincial legislature voted with some members of the DA in favor of Priscilla Williams, countering the nomination that was tabled by the ANC. So I think such was a result of whatever occurred within the provincial legislature. Now the IPC now I think had to convene an urgent meeting based on the matter, and hence now there are such rumors, if not true, that Job Mokgoro's membership has been suspended. But from my understanding, this is a clear emotion of no confidence that is indirect from the IPC towards the Premier of the Northwest Province. Because if you are having somebody that is deployed by the ANC and you tend to suspend that person's membership, there must be clear communication lines, not that you find a person who is deployed by the ANC government not knowing the decision that is taken about him or her by the Interim Committee of the ANC. So for me, it clearly does not make political sense currently.
It doesn't, and this is what I think is so confusing for many people who follow not just ANC politics, but Dr. Maseng, the biggest issue as well is the Northwest ANC, as I mentioned in my introduction, arguments being made, it has been unstable. You're referring to the instability since 2018 as well. This doesn't help the image of the Northwest ANC when there seems to be so much confusion. So if the allegation of the suspension of the party membership, let's just make sure we're clear on this, the party membership of Northwest Premier Job Mokgoro is indeed true, what does that mean for his job as a Northwest Premier?
Firstly, even though the ANC is the one that actually deploys people to government, it must be clearly noted that in terms of our legislative framework, if Job Mokgoro has to go, there will either be one, he has to resign as the Premier of Northwest. That's one option. The second option will be the provincial legislature would need to pass a motion of no confidence on Job Mokgoro as the sitting Premier. So those are the two options only available for Job Mokgoro to can leave his post as Premier. The ANC might instruct Mokgoro to leave, but it's upon Mokgoro to decide whether he's going to resign or Mokgoro must be forcefully removed by the provincial legislature through a motion of no confidence. I mean, if you check, quite recently, the ANC had instructed some speakers and mayors in various municipalities within the province to actually vacate office. But they refused to do so because it's either council meetings at those particular municipalities had to sit to pass a motion of no confidence in mayors and speakers, or mayors and speakers respectively had to resign. So it does not even come with any kind of an impact because it will be upon Job Mokgoro or either members of the provincial legislature whether Mokgoro still continues to occupy the seat of Premier or not. But the ANC might instruct, but at the end of the day, whether Job Mokgoro resigns, it's upon him. Whether Job Mokgoro goes, it's upon the provincial legislature to pass a motion of no confidence.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to watch this as we see what happens with the Northwest Premier. Dr. Oshapeng Maseng from the Northwest University, Senior Political Lecturer. Always a pleasure speaking to you. You've mentioned the IPC now a few times. For our viewers, the IPC is the Interim Provincial Committee, of course.